Good morning, everyone. An update on the guava that I have in the garden. This is the Ruby Supreme guava. The tree is getting big and I need to prune it back to keep it in shape in order to make it more easily movable when I put it back into the greenhouse. You can see it's looking good. I did have some issue with it drying out. We went on vacation a couple times and it didn't rain, so it stressed out a lot, so the leaves were drying out, and it did drop quite a few of its fruit before it fully matured. But it was to the point where it still was good, so I ate it. We had quite a bit. You can see here, this is where the fruit hung from the tree, and most of them have dropped. I am getting new fruit and new flower, though. It is beginning of September, so I'm not sure if it will have time to fully ripe. You can see there's new flower here. It's setting out new flower, so it's still doing good. And I've got new fruit set over here. There are some more over here. So it takes a good at least 60 days to fully grow and mature a little bit more, depending on how ripe you like it. I still like mine a little bit crunchy. The husband likes it a little bit creamier, so we leave it on the branch until it literally just falls off. It will know when to fall off. But if you want to pick it early and eat it where it's slightly crunchy, it's a little bit more tart than sweetness, that's usually when I like it. But he loves his really creamy. You see at the tip over here, there's more fruits setting. So this tree now is probably about a good 7 feet tall. It will definitely need to be pruned, but I was hoping and planning on air laying some of these stems so I don't have to cut it completely off. Like go in there and do some air laying over there. But I think I might be too late for that since it is approaching fall. Here is another guava. This is the Thai guava. It is doing good as well. Setting up some new fruit flower over here to get ready to fruit. You can see over here, these are the Thai guava. The Thai guava can get really big. It's about a softball size. You can see this is the Ruby Supreme, and that here is the Thai guava. The Thai guava is about a softball size, whereas the Ruby Supreme right now can get to a baseball size before it matures. These guys are so big and so heavy. I don't know how it's hanging on the branch right here that it is on. But I know it's not ripe because you can't smell it. Usually it'll throw out a sweet aroma when it is ready to be eaten. Look at this one here. So I've got 4 here and a couple more that are coming in. And they seem to take a little bit longer actually to mature. This one has been here for probably a good 60 days and it hasn't dropped. So just comparison in size you can see. But this is not the true size of a Ruby Supreme guava. So this is about half the size as it should be. So the reality is it should be a softball size and a baseball size. So softball, baseball size. But these guys are super heavy. Like I can't even describe. I wish I had a little weighing thing that I can put them on and let you know, but they're fruiting pretty heavily. Here's another one over here, so it's doing great. Now I had purchased 2 of them at a discount, and when I transplant them realized that there was like 3 or 4 of them in one pot, so they must have done seedling, and from seedling it grew those branches, so I divided them up. So this is the one Thai. Here's another Thai, another Thai, and another Thai. So I'm going to get my hands full with all the Thai guava. This one is now approaching, actually it's almost, let's see if I can pan it out. It is actually taller than the Ruby Supreme. You see here's the Ruby Supreme and then this is the Thai. The sticks that it's sticking out is taller. This one's more bushy. This one's more in height form, but definitely going to need to be cut back. So they love lots of water. Make sure when they're fruiting And in season, make sure you give them enough nutrients to keep producing or they will drop. Now, when we did have that heat wave come through and we were on vacation, it did drop quite a bit. You can see here, these are the blackened ones. These are the Ruby Supreme. These are the fruit, the first sets of the fruit. And they should have grown big and ripe for us. But as you can see, when it stresses out and drops all of its fruit, this is what happens. It'll just drop them and then they harden. And I lost quite a few. You can look in the ground. There's almost one everywhere. So it was really prolific and it had a lot of fruit, but due to that high stress of no water, it drops it to preserve itself. Now that it's getting enough water and the soil is moist and fed, you can see it's rebounding back and growing a lot more. So just make sure you keep it moist but not soaking wet. Like, it doesn't want to have its root just sit in water, otherwise it will root rot. So well-drained soil is good. And then make sure you give it feed, and then it will produce a big harvest for you. I am really proud of this Ruby Supreme guava. It does fruit very prolifically. So if you want something that gives you a lot of fruit, as long as you feed it and water it, the Ruby Supreme will give you that. You can see here, there's some more here. And like I said, at the tip, there's a whole bunch new ones. And flowers are still coming out. And as you know, we are approaching fall. Look at this. This is new buds setting here. These are tiny little new buds setting. So it'll keep on going for you until that first winter, first frost will hit. So we will move it inside. I would like to maybe just put it into the house, but I'm not sure we'll have enough sunlight in the house to continue the baby fruits to ripen. So we'll see. We'll see what we'll do. Now, this is the Ruby Supreme guava that I've had, gosh, for about, I want to say 2.5, almost 3 years now. So it's been doing really good. Only issue I have right now is that for some reason it keeps wanting to lean over. It could be top heavy, of course. So that's why I need to prune it back, but I've had to keep it staked. I wish it could be on its own, but it can't. All right, but look at all that fruit. So I'm hoping to enjoy another set of fruit. Now, they will grow and produce fruit, and you just come out and you pick. It's not like it will fruit and you only get one crop and then you're done with it, as you can see, because there's all different stages of fruiting. Like right here, I've got the tiny little one as opposed to a big one. Of course, this one will ripe before this one does if it sets. And then you've got flowers. These ones are setting now. So the Ruby Supreme guava, and I think majority of the guava, because you can see from the tie, I'll have new buds while I have these ones that are ready to eat. So it's the fruit tree, it's not like, okay, it's gonna grow all of its fruit at one time and you've got to literally eat until you're sick of the fruit, and then that's it for the season. Like, you won't get any more. I know the citrus tends to do that. You only get one crop and then you're done. And the apple trees are kind of the same way. But that's why I love the Ruby Supreme or any of the guava. They each set their fruit and they all mature at different times. So you can just come out, pick one, enjoy it, pick 2 or 3, and then you'll have some more for the following couple weeks, and you keep going all the way through the summer season. All right, I think that's enough rambling on about my Supreme guavas and the Thai guava. So yes, go out and get yourself one. They are well worth it. Definitely season, it will produce fruit all season long for you. Again, that's one great thing about it. You don't have to eat and stuff yourself to death. I hope you guys are having a great beginning to your fall season. Enjoy your garden. Winter is right around the corner, and then we rinse and repeat and do this all over again. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. I will see you in the next video. Goodbye, everyone.